Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're setting our sights on, well, a truly iconic timepiece. The Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Tribute Monoface watch. For a watch with such a distinctive look, I'm always fascinated by its origin story.
Absolutely. And our mission today really is to extract the most important insights from the sources you shared about this legendary watch. Because this isn't just a simple timekeeper, is it? It's this remarkable blend of history, design innovation, and importantly, personal expression, all wrapped up in a wrist-sized package. We're going to help you understand not just what makes it special, but why it continues to captivate people.
Exactly. And what's particularly exciting, I think, is how Jaeger-LeCoultre is taking this classic back to its original roots, especially with what our sources describe as a truly versatile unisex size and that monoface style. Now, for those wondering, monoface just means it has the one display face, right, leaving the reverse side, well, a blank canvas for personalization. And this is happening right after its 85th anniversary, marking a real sort of rebirth for the design. We'll be looking specifically at the steel version with that blue dial and also touch on the white dial option. It's not every day a design born out of a sports mishap basically becomes a timeless icon. The sources really paint a picture for 1931. Sounds quite dramatic. Can you walk us through that pivotal moment for the Reverso?
Yeah, it's a fantastic story. And it begins, like you said, 1931. So picture this. Herbert Hoover is president over here. The Empire State Building is almost finished. And the Star-Spangled Banner becomes the official U.S. anthem. Big year. Meanwhile, over in India, you've got this businessman, a watch distributor named Cesar Dutre. He's at a polo match. And during the game, he notices one of the players' watch crystals is completely shattered. Polo, as you can imagine, it's not exactly gentle on a watch.
A shattered crystal, right, at a polo match. I can just imagine the frustration. Probably worse than spilling coffee on your laptop today, but, with more style.
So that sparked the idea for Dutre, right? That incident.
Precisely. That frustration, that moment, led to a stroke of genius. Dutre pitches his idea to Jacques-David LeCoultre, one half of the future Jaeger-LeCoultre. LeCoultre then brings in his partner, Edmund Jaeger. And from that collaboration, the Reverso was born, with its revolutionary two-part case that could swivel around to protect that delicate crystal. It's really striking how, despite its original purpose, protecting the watch for polo players, that specific need is largely, well, moot today. Nobody's really wearing this for a full-contact sport anymore, are they? Yet it endures. What does that tell us about its appeal?
Well, what's fascinating is that paradox, exactly. While the original intent isn't really relevant for most owners now, it doesn't diminish its enduring appeal one bit. The Reverso remains one of the most charming and, frankly, coolest conversation starters you can wear. Its distinctiveness, that rich backstory. It can genuinely, elevate your watch collecting journey. It offers that unique blend of history and design innovation. It really shows how true design can transcend its initial purely practical purpose.
Okay, so we've seen its surprising birth. Now let's talk about this sort of rebirth. How did JLC manage to bring this classic design into the modern era while, truly honoring its original blueprint and that wrist feel? Our sources dive deep into the dimensions here. The original 1931 Reverso was 38 millimeters tall, 24 millimeters wide, and just 6 millimeters thick, super slim. The new Tribute Monoface comes in at 40.1 millimeters tall, 24.4 millimeters wide, and 7.56 millimeters thick. So on paper, a little bigger, but what's the real takeaway?
Right. And what this tells us, I think, insightfully, is JLC's commitment to maintaining the original's delicate wrist presence. They haven't fallen prey to that common trend of just making everything oversized. Those differences you mentioned, they're hardly noticeable when you actually compare them side by side on the wrist. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's a clear return to form. Remember the 2016 Reverso Classic? It had 3 case size options, and the medium and large versions used automatic movements, which, inevitably caused the case thickness to swell up to over 9 millimeter. Plus, those classic models had busier dials, Arabic numerals, guilloche work, those intricate patterns. Handsome watches, sure, but not truly faithful to the original's simplicity. The Tribute Monoface, by contrast, really gets back to the basics. It embraces that original, slimmer aesthetic.
Right, back to basics. And this is where the real fun, I think, of a monoface Reverso comes in. That blank, rotating canvas on the back. The sources say you could leave it untouched, but it feels like such a missed opportunity. So what does this mean for someone wanting to make it their own? What are the options?
Well, this raises that important question about personal expression, doesn't it? The beauty of the Reverso's blank canvas is really realized with personalization. JLC offers basic choices, things like initials or text, or you can get pre-designed motifs, flowers, the Chinese zodiac, global monuments like the Eiffel Tower. But for true individuality, you can go for custom work. Things like line engraving, etched designs, relief carving, or even lacquered engraving. This allows for a level of uniqueness that honestly transforms it from just a timepiece into a personal narrative, almost like a secret tattoo on your wrist.
That's really cool. And it's not just the case that impresses. Our sources were equally taken by the straps, the craftsmanship there. What makes these straps so special?
Yeah, it's clear the attention to detail extends everywhere. The straps themselves are a definite highlight. They're noted for their impressive suppleness, build quality, the stitching, just top-notch. And they're especially made for the Reverso Tribute collection by Casa Faliana.
Ah, the Argentine polo bootmaker.
Exactly, which is such a wonderful nod back to the watch's origins. They feature these really nice contrasting textures, too. You get smooth calfskin right flanking the case, and then it transitions to Saffiano calfskin, that distinctive crosshatch texture further down the strap. The blue dial model, naturally, comes with a matching blue strap, and the silver opaline version, that's that silvery white sheen, gets a really nice golden tan strap. And yes, they're interchangeable. Big plus for versatility.
Incredible attention to detail. Okay, what about the dial itself? Our sources mention it's simple, but without being a pure replication. What does that mean for its look, its aesthetic?
The dial's design is equally impressive, yeah.
Yeah.
It keeps it simple, but it's not just a photocopy of the original. You see, the Reverso is inherently tied to Art Deco design, and the dial captures this beautifully. You've got those bold Dauphine hands, the elegant sword-shaped pointers, applied trapezoidal indices instead of numerals, and a really clean minutes track. All of this makes a punchy statement without any clutter. The watch comes in that stainless steel case, 30 meters water resistance, which is fine for a dress watch. And you have those two dial options, silver opaline or that blue sunray lacquer, which gives it that radiating light effect. While the blue is undeniably popular, there's definitely significant appeal in the subtlety of the silver opaline dial, too. It depends on your taste, really. Oh, and there's a really nice touch, often overlooked. On the inner side of the case frame, the part you see when you turn the face, there are these off-center engraved sunbeam-style lines. It's subtle, but just a delightful little detail. Shows the thought put into every angle.
Lovely. Okay, so we've explored its history, its elegant exterior, that customizable canvas. But what truly powers this timeless piece? Let's dive into the movement. The caliber 822.
Right, the caliber 822. This is the manual wind movement JLC uses for its non-duoface reversos. It's a bit of a workhorse, actually. It's a slim, tonneau-shaped movement, barrel-shaped, basically only 22 millimeters wide and just 3 millimeters thick. And that incredible slimness isn't just a technical feat, it's crucial. It allows the watch to keep that elegant, understated profile. That's what distinguishes it from some bulkier modern reversos with automatics, and it really honors the original's aesthetic. It operates at 3 Hz, that's 21,600 vibrations per hour, a classic robust frequency. Good balance between precision and reliability for a daily wear watch. And it gives you a respectable 42-hour power reserve.
Okay, so given all the history, the design, the movement, the personalization, what does this all mean for its place in today's market? Because the market, we know, is incredibly competitive right now for versatile dress watches. You're talking about the usual suspects from Rolex and, of course, the Cartier tank, another huge rectangular icon. So at around $8,900 for the simple iteration, it's definitely a significant investment. Do the sources offer any insights into maybe common criticisms or perhaps why someone might choose, say, a Cartier tank over a Reverso or vice versa?
That's a great question. And the sources really highlight the Reverso Tribute's unique positioning here. Kind of positions itself as one of those the only dress watch you'll ever need types, truly. It's suitable for just about every situation, office, social events, even quite formal occasions. Its contemporary practicality lies in being able to flip it over to have that more demure, plain stainless steel face showing. For discretion, That's a modern take on its original protective purpose.
Interesting point.
Now, while the Cartier tank offers its own distinct aesthetic and, of course, history, the Reverso's unique swivel mechanism and those deep personalization options give it an interactive charm that the tank just doesn't have. Someone might choose a tank for its pure, unchanging classicism, maybe. But the Reverso offers that added layer of narrative and individuality. It becomes this miniature, wearable secret.
A wearable secret. I like that.
As for the price, the sources generally suggest it's pretty fair for what you're getting one of the most historic and important watches ever created. You look at other versions, like the small seconds. That's larger, and it's priced higher, $10,600 in steel, up to $23,800 in gold. So this specific monoface model, it really feels like an excellent reinterpretation of the original. Offers incredible value for a piece of watchmaking history and, yeah, a genuine talking point on your wrist.
So there you have it, the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Tribute Monoface. It really is a unique blend, isn't it? Rich history, brilliant design, and that incredibly charming personalized appeal that helps it stand out even in a crowded market.
Absolutely. And as you think about the Reverso, maybe consider this. How has a design born purely out of a practical need, physical protection, in a demanding sport, evolved into such a potent symbol of subtle elegance and personal expression? And what does that evolution tell us about the enduring appeal of mechanical watches in our increasingly digital age where almost everything else is so transparent and, well, connected? Something to ponder.